certification. So for an instrument rating, you cannot act as PIC under IFR or whether less than BFR minimums unless you hold that instrument rating. So all of you guys are working on getting that instrument rating, which allows you to fly in the clouds, and you can do all of this either with simulated or under IMC, simulated, which is wearing the foggles, or in actual IMC. You are required to have a minimum of a third class medical. But of course, at ATP, we encourage everybody or require everybody to have a first class medical because we all are working our way to go to the airlines, right? So your first class medical gives you ATP privileges. Definitely know how to talk about that. If you are less than 40 when you are issued, it's good for 12 calendar months. If you are older than 40, it's good for 6 calendar months. So you physically have a first class medical, it's just your privileges drop down. And so it will drop down to second class and then third class. So if you want to exercise the privileges of ATP specifically, and you are under 40, then every 12 months, you would have to re-up your first class medical to get that privileges. So a lot of the times, the DPE, when you get to your check ride, they're going to ask you very specifics about that. And so again, you might have gotten asked that in your private pilot check ride, but definitely they want you to know in your IFR check ride as well. So again, know the difference between the two. With your second class medical, it gives you your commercial privileges. So you have commercial privileges and it's good for 12 months. After that, it will drop down to third class privileges. So again, you physically still hold a second class medical, your privileges kind of get downgraded. And then third class medical is to exercise your private pilot license, recreational, student license. If you're a DPE, you could use that. They also talk about basic med a lot. So again, part 68.1 is where you would find your basic med information. So basic med is for those people who are in general aviation that they just want to fly for fun, for leisure, or anything that's not towards having to work where you would need a second class or a first class medical. If they also wanted to see a AME or their own physician less often, then they would also kind of decide that they want basic med. So that's like the purpose of why basic med was made. The eligibility requirements is that you have to have held a medical certificate prior to being eligible for basic med. So if you've never held a medical certificate, you can't actually get basic med, right? So that is another one that they like to kind of get you on, is you have to understand that you at one point would have held a medical for you to qualify to even get basic med. And then the restrictions there's 4 primary restrictions that you want to memorize. Again, this is definitely a memorized kind of thing. So you can always reference 68. I bookmarked that just in case I had a brain fart, but there's 4 primary restrictions that you want to memorize, right? The aircraft itself, and actually, who knows this? Get you guys participating. Go ahead, Benjamin. Tell me what the 4.
I usually I know a little 6 around, but under 12,500 gross takeoff weight, no more than 250 knots, can't find a class alpha, can't carry more than 6 passengers, can't fly for hire, and stay within U.S. territory.
Yes, and then the aircraft itself, can I have 7 seats in that aircraft?
I believe you can have 7 seats, but you can't exceed 6 passengers. So 7 including yourself.
Right. Okay. Very good. Right. So the actual aircraft itself cannot be. So very well done. Right. So you added more in there. So I said 4 because that was, basic minimum, but I love that you added there, the rest in there, right? So definitely can't go into class alpha for sure. That's a good one to memorize, because IFR, we're flying IFR. If you have an IFR certified aircraft and you have the capability of getting up to 18,000 feet, and you have, let's say, a citation that has 10 seats, right? So again, under basic med, you wouldn't be allowed to fly this. So well done, Benjamin. All right, so you want to just understand those. I mean, at least name a few for sure, but go ahead, Luis.
Just real quick, and just for clarification, even though we're not allowed to enter class alpha, we are still allowed to fly IFR with a basic med?
Yes, okay. You are.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I know that there's a letter of interpretation out there. I don't have it available or like readily available to read, but definitely